to tune in. Now another sports center, it's a movement.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Touchdown with Doug Smith. Now, as you guys see, I have a future NFL legend in the house, 2021 NFL draft prospect, probably my favorite receiver in the draft. I have Rondale Moore from Purdue in the house. How's it going, man?
Going great, man. How are you?
Oh, man, blessed to be here, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Appreciate you. Now, Rondale, man, I watched the tape and it's like I'm watching the movie Avengers, man. You are just a superhero on the field, knocking heads off. There's not a play that you take off, man. You got so much heart when you play the game of football. Mr. Moore, I have to ask you, when did you first fall in love with the game of football, and where did this passion come from?
Yeah, I got into playing football around 7 years old with the YMCA league. Obviously started off with flag, and then from there I transitioned into tackle around 9 and 10. And that's honestly where I fell in love with the game. I mean, I started scoring, 5 times a game, 8 times a game. So for me, I was just having time in my life. And that's kind of why I fell in love with everything.
And I got to ask you, you're from Indiana originally, born and raised. Is that right?
Born and raised, New Albany, Indiana.
Oh, man, that's awesome. And I saw that initially you went to Texas, but you're like, I'm staying home at the crib.
Yeah. So a little bit about that, man. Like you said, committed to Texas and kind of just went back to the drawing board and spoke with guys, who I seek advice from, who I consider mentors, honestly. And it came down to 3 things. 1, just relationships. 2, being able to graduate in 3 years if the opportunity presented itself, and then how I'd be utilizing the offense. And Purdue kind of met all those requirements or checked off the boxes. So that's how I ended up at Purdue. And
next question, what was your favorite team growing up? What was your favorite team? Or if not, what was your favorite player growing up?
Yeah, I'll do player. Growing up, I was a huge avid supporter of Tavon Austin, man. He was just so electric. Talking about even him at West Virginia, he did it all. And it was cool to see him, do that kind of stuff. But that was probably, and I'm not going to say probably, that was definitely my favorite player growing up.
Tavon Austin is a beast. So I ain't mad at you. Awesome. Now I ask you, there's a lot of receivers in the draft. You got a lot of folks such as yourself. You got Chase, you got Smith, a lot of guys. What's something that sets you apart from the draft that maybe other NFL teams or NFL scouts don't know about you?
I guess they do know it. Obviously, I've been banged up a little bit over the past few years. So I think recency does kind of, sway some opinions and things of that sort. But for me, man, it's just my versatility, elusiveness, ability to make people miss with the ball, play inside, play outside, be dynamic in the return game. So my versatility, I think, is the pinpoint of that answer. But I'm the strongest one in the draft. I'm one of the fastest, if not the fastest, as far as speed goes on the field. So I think all those things separate me as a player.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And then I got to ask you, obviously the music world and sports world, oftentimes they go hand in hand. What's in your headphones before the game day?
So on the bus, on the way to the stadium, is probably some sort of R&B, just kind of getting relaxed. And then on field, it's definitely Lil Baby, probably some NBA Youngboy, some Meek Mill, stuff like that, kind of just to pump me up before I go and play.
Awesome. Hey, Lil Baby go hard, man. I'm 32, but
for sure,
youngins are bringing it. Awesome. I got to ask you, you've had a lot of memorable moments. I saw one play where it was a dump pass and you took it all. Correct me if I was like a 50-60 yard touchdown, and you broke multiple tackles. You've had so many memorable moments while playing at Purdue. What are some of your favorite moments playing for University of Purdue?
The first one I've got to highlight definitely is the Ohio State game, the swing pass out of the backfield, kind of just put the dagger in. We end up getting the upset, obviously. That definitely would be number 1 for me. I think my second one would be the Wisconsin. They went cover 1, and I basically had a seam from the slot on the left side of the field, and one high safety. I did a spin move and got in the end zone. And then I think my third one would be Boston College. I ran a slant. We had double slants over there. He threw it to me. I was the inside guy, and looked like my knee was down. I kind of took a hit, but spun back out, and it was like a maybe 60-yard, 70-yard touchdown.
Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, some of those plays. Yeah, I remember taking and seeing those, man. And that Ohio State. Anytime Ohio State wins, sorry, those who are watching the show, not Ohio State fans. So, and salute to you, man. Got to take and ask you, what are some of your plans for draft day? Obviously, we got the bear flu on the loose. I can't say it because YouTube will demonetize me. But you know what I mean. Obviously, that changes up a lot of things. And what are some of your plans? Would you say for draft day?
Man, I'll just be a small gathering with some family and close friends, and obviously some coaches and some guys like that who just helped me maneuver throughout life and have been important in my development as a player and person. So just surrounded by, all those people, and obviously some food, and, we'll just have a good time and just kick it.
Excellent. And I got to ask you, what are some of your goals for the next level? Obviously, it's still very early on. You haven't been selected by a team yet, soon to come this week. But what are some of your goals internally, would you say, that for the next level?
Yeah. So crazy enough with me, man, I really don't set that many personal goals, man. I just try to work as hard as I can, listen to the people who have, been through it, and kind of just take it day by day. And, when you look up for air, I mean, I guess everything you could imagine will be in your face. But as far as some long-term big time goals, in a sense, I would say obviously a Super Bowl or Super Bowls are some goals. And then obviously a gold jacket at the end of my career.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. That at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Getting that ring. And then also as well, the people you meet along the way as well too. So you're gonna be a lot of great people at the next level. And then next question, I got to ask you now. You and I were talking a little bit before we started this interview. We live in a Marvel superhero taking over. Marvel universe is taking over. And I got to ask you, the way you play is very aggressive on the field. Who is a superhero who you would say if they were to take your place on the field that would model your game after?
Crazy enough, I'm not a big superhero guy. So that's a tough question for me. So I'm just going to throw Superman out there. Because I can't think of anyone else. But couldn't give you a rhyme or reason behind that, but I'm going to say Superman.
Ain't a bad answer, man. Ain't a bad answer. Awesome, man. And then also as well, when I watch a tape, I see some Steve Smith remnants of you. I see some Jarvis Landry 2.0 here. Not to I wouldn't even call it hype, man. You're the truth on the field. Who are some players who you've had some comparisons to, or maybe you even model your game after?
I mean, I've saw Steve Smith comparisons, some Tyreek comparisons. I think as far as people I like to study, Keenan Allen, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp in the slot, Cole Beasley in the slot. I think they all win in a variety of ways, So for me, it's just kind of picking up whatever I can from all those guys.
That's awesome. Well, Rondale, I got to thank you so much for taking and coming on the show. Even if it's just a few minutes, I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. And shout out to everybody you're working with who was able to take and make this happen. Man, real quick, any shout outs before you go?
Man, to everybody that's been in my corner, everyone that's not in my corner, thank you. And, my mother, my trainer, and, just like I said, family, friends, everyone who's been a part of the journey, man. Thank you guys.
And Rondale Moore, you're going to do great things at the next level. Continue to keep that positive mindset, and all the great things are definitely sure to come. And for everybody, thank you so much for watching the show. And you guys go stay tuned. Have a nice night, everybody.
Time to tune in. Now another sports center. It's a movement.